Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is 5th October 2024. In this video, I'm going to generate different weekly reports. Even before that, all of you please understand we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. All the training lessons are available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. At our channel homepage, you click on the tab Posts. Some of you might be seeing the tab Community. Whichever the tab you see, you please click on the tab, then you get access to this post. This post is having a YouTube playlist link that will take you to all the training lessons. You just click on the link. Now we are into the playlist Supply Demand Zone Price Action course. Here you have all the training lessons are available. You just need to scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here, starting from lesson 1.1, all the training lessons are placed in an order. So please go through all these lessons one by one and strengthen your skills related to supply demand zone price action. I have also provided the link to our Telegram channel in this video description. So in the video description, please find the link and then join at our Telegram channel. It will be helpful to you each time when we release a new YouTube video or any other very important updates we will be providing at our Telegram channel. Now let's get into the weekly report generation. So entry time frame weekly, let us find the stocks near weekly demand zone. 9 stocks are filtered. In all these 9 stocks, prices are near to the weekly demand zone. I'll be giving you only few seconds time to watch the report. You need to pause the video. You have to study all these stocks and then you can further proceed further. In case if you doesn't understand how to study this report, I request you complete our training lesson 21.1. That is part 1 of lesson 21. There I have explained each and every column, their values, abbreviations in detail. Even I have also explained how you can draw charts in TradingView by taking the leg in timestamp, leg out timestamp and base candle count. So please refer lesson 21.1. Okay, the next report for weekly time frame, let us find the stocks near weekly supply zone. Only one stock is filtered. The next report for weekly time frame, let us find the stocks where price closed inside weekly demand zone. So good number of stocks are filtered. That means current prices are closed in many of these weekly demand zones. I am scrolling the list down. So total 63 stocks are filtered. Some of your favorite stocks might be here. So currently prices are closed in all these 63 weekly demand zones. If this current market is very strong in the coming days, maybe these weekly demand zones may push the prices. The market will be rallying from here. That is one possibility. If supply is very strong, many of these weekly zones will be violated and weekly trends will be changed to sideways. Now market might be moving towards the downside. Anything will happen. All possibilities are there. Okay, but we need to identify high probability setups. So that is the reason why. First let us identify how many of these zones are having weekly EMA confluence out of the 63. So let me go back. So in the EMA confluence, weekly time frame, weekly demand zones are having weekly EMA confluence. But remember, trend should always be uptrend in weekly because you selected entry time frame as weekly. So in the LTF, that is weekly trend, Zone violation trend. I'm selecting uptrend. Sideways market, EMA confluence does not add any advantage. So both the combinations, let's see how many stocks will filter. See, now the list is reduced. Still it is a big list, but reduced compared to the earlier. These are the first 17 stocks. I am scrolling the list down. So 28 stocks. Now only 28 stocks are listed here. Maybe some of these zones, any of these zones are pierced zones, you can ignore them. See, inside a pierced demand zone, you can ignore that zone. Pierced zones will be helping to identify the traps. Probably one of the training videos I will explain in the coming days how we can make use of pierced zones to plan our trade setups in the strategies. So anyway, 28 stocks are filtered. All these 28 stocks, weekly zones are having weekly EMA confluence and trend is. Now you can focus on these zones. Probably by ignoring the pierced zones, remaining stocks, you can prepare a trade plans. You can keep weekly zone as the ITF zone, or you can keep this weekly zone as a HTF zone. You can plan your trade setups. Okay. And also if you want to further filter these stocks, you can also do one thing. You can remove this weekly EMA confluence and the trend also. I'm making any. We can look for ITF confluence. How many of these? Earlier, how many we got without these filters? We got around 73, right? Sorry, 63. Out of these 63, how many are having ITF confluence? That way also you can check. So in the demand zone confluence, weekly demand zone with monthly demand zone confluence. So this is the filter, weekly demand zone with monthly demand zone confluence. We can verify. Now let me filter. See, now only 12 stocks are filtered. All these 12 weekly demand zones are part of the monthly demand zones. Let us consider, because entry time frame is weekly, that way we are considering here time frame. So ITF is your monthly zones, except 3 or 4 stocks, remaining all uptrend is there. And if you can look for monthly EMA confluence in any of these stocks, it's a high probability. Let's verify even that in the EMA, because weekly zones are part of the monthly zone, and if the monthly zone is having monthly EMA confluence, monthly demand zone, monthly EMA confluence. Sideways, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can ignore them. Sideways trend, it doesn't work. So what I can do in the zone confluence, in the trend, the monthly time frame, let me make it uptrend. Because EMA confluence makes sense only in the trending market, not sideways. See, 5 stocks. So probably these 5 stocks are high probability setups. Weekly zone is part of the monthly zone, and monthly zone is having monthly EMA confluence. Now you can prepare your bullish related trade setups. That way you can plan. The zones you are seeing is weekly, but these zones are part of monthly zones. And also those monthly zones are having monthly EMA confluence. This is the way you can prepare different trade plans. These setups will be helping you. This is the main advantage of our software. It's a powerful software. No other software is providing you results like this. Okay. So next, let us look for next report for weekly time frame. Let us find the stocks where price closed inside weekly supply zone. Earlier we have seen inside weekly demand zone. Prices are in the weekly demand zone, but different setups we prepared. Immediately you may get trade plans in those stocks. Exactly the same way, this time we are looking for supply zones. Currently prices are closed in these 12 supply zones. In these 12 supply zones, any downtrend related is there? Downtrend? No. Either sideways or uptrend. If downtrend is there, probably you can plan for EMA confluence. But let's verify. Zone confluence, let's verify. Out of these 12, any of these zones are having confluence with monthly supply zone. That is ITF supply zone confluence. So weekly supply zone with monthly supply zone, I am enabling the filter. Out of the 12, any stocks? Only one stock. This weekly supply zone is part of the monthly supply zone. Okay. Next set of reports. Let's look for the next set of reports. So entry time frame weekly. Let us find the stocks where the demand zones, weekly demand zones, are tested during these weeks. The stocks having weekly demand zones should be tested. So good number of weekly zones are tested. This is the first 16 stocks. I am scrolling the list down. So total 32 stocks are filtered. That means all these 32 stocks having weekly demand zones are tested during this week. And some of the stocks after testing they closed inside the demand zone. Some of the stocks they are moving towards the all-time high. Some of the stocks they are moving towards the supply zone. So different things might have happened. Maybe any pierced zones, maybe they might have pierced after testing. Anything can happen. Okay, anyway, these are the 32 stocks tested during this week. So next report for weekly time frame. Let us find the stocks that tested the supply zones during this week. Weekly supply zones tested. So these 5 stocks having weekly supply zones are tested during this week. Okay, next let us look for newly created zones during this week. For weekly time frame, let us find the stocks having newly created weekly demand zones. So these 2 stocks are having newly created weekly demand zones. Okay, next let us look for the stocks having newly created weekly supply zones. So let's verify. Oh, this week good number of weekly supply zones are created. My God. That means supply is very strong during this week. So first 15 stocks are in this list. I'm scrolling the list down. So total 39 stocks are filtered. That means 39 weekly supply zones are created during this week. A strong supply we have seen during this week. New demand zones created means strong demand. Now these are all the supply zones, so indicate strong supply. Okay, next let us look for supply demand zones with different combinations. So I'm selecting weekly time frame. I'm verifying the demand zones having weekly demand zones are having weekly EMA confluence. So demand zone having weekly demand zones are having weekly EMA confluence with this filter, but at the same time trend should be uptrend. So that is the reason why trend, zone violation trend and weekly time frame I am selecting uptrend. If the list is big, I will even further filter even by looking for swing high low trend is also uptrend. That means pivot high low. That is higher low, lower low, equal low. You already learned trend calculation based on this concept in your phase 1 training. If that trend is also uptrend, it is even more powerful. But if the list is big, then only we look for the second option. But time being, zone violation trend is up and demand zone is having weekly EMA confluence. Oh, we got a very big number of stocks. But anyway, before further filtering, let me show you all the list for your reference purpose. Your favorite stocks might be here. So I'm scrolling the list down. So 75 stocks are having weekly zones, are having weekly EMA confluence, and trend is up, weekly trend. So further we will reduce the list even by adding one more filter, a trend based on pivot high-lows, that is a swing high-low combination. So weekly time frame, I am also enabling this trend up. So we have both zone violation trend and pivot violation trend, both are uptrend, such kind of stocks. If both are supporting same trend, definitely that is a perfect list. That way we can understand. Still the list is big, but anyway I am scrolling the list down. So 47 stocks are filtered with this combination. If any of your favorite stocks are there, you can focus on this. So can we further reduce this list further? Yes, it is possible. You can look for these stocks with monthly confluence, monthly demand zone confluence. In the demand zone confluence, weekly demand zone with monthly demand zone confluence I enabled, but weekly trend is uptrend and a weekly EMA confluence. We got 11 stocks. Okay. This is the filter, additional filter to reduce the list. If they are part of monthly, what is that advantage, you may ask? Weekly zone is part of monthly zone, zone confluence, probably more order flow will be much more stronger. Okay, next list for weekly time frame. Let us look for supply zones are having a weekly EMA confluence. In the EMA confluence, weekly time frame, weekly supply zones with the weekly EMA confluence. But the supply zone trend should be downtrend. So that's why trend, zone violation trend, weekly time frame, I am selecting downtrend. Let's verify how many stocks. 4 stocks are filtered. Because the list is very small, further reducing is not really important. You can focus on the supply zones. These are the weekly supply zones and also having weekly trend is downtrend. Okay, in the final list, let us look for not a final list. There is one more LTF, ITF, HTF combination also we can look for. LTF, ITF, HTF. That means weekly zone is part of monthly zone, both together again part of quarterly zone. Any such kind of stocks are available. But zones should be displayed weekly zone. So entry time frame is weekly. That way I am treating weekly. And now let us look for demand zone confluence. Here weekly demand zone with monthly demand zone I am enabling. Weekly demand zone with quarterly demand zone filter also I am enabling. And also monthly demand zone with quarterly demand zone filter also I am enabling. With all the 3 demand zone confluence, how many stocks are filtered? 17 stocks. So you can look for either near the weekly demand zone or inside the weekly demand zone. Look into such kind of stocks. That way you can use them for your trade plans, immediate trade plans. But it is LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. Exactly the same way, let us look for supply zone confluence. Entry time frame is weekly in the supply zone confluence, weekly supply zone with monthly supply zone confluence, weekly supply zone with quarterly supply zone confluence, and also monthly supply zone with quarterly supply zone confluence. All the three filters are enabled. Let me check any stocks. Yes, 5 stocks are there. Good. So these are all the based on LTF, ITF, HTF zone confluence filters. So in the final report, let me display all the weekly zones without any filters. You might be having a favorite stock. You want to know the zone information. So this report will be helpful to you. So entry time frame I am selecting weekly, not adding any filters, complete list. First 17 in this list are indices. That includes all sectorial indices are available. Remaining all are equity stocks, but the list is filtered from F&O listed companies. But stocks are equity stocks data. So what I do, I keep on scrolling the list down, whichever the stock you want to refer. There you please pause the video. Okay, I'm scrolling the list down. So this is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let's all meet again in our next video. Thank you.